Hey guys, so today I'm going to be talking to you about the standards of ethical conduct for management accountants and explaining to you through my interpretation the principles, standards, and course of action found in those guidelines. So I hope you all enjoy and let's get this started. Now before we get started on the video, I've attached here a screenshot of the Institute of Management Accountants Statement of Ethical Professional Practice, and it includes some of the things that we'll be discussing today. So if you would like to pause the video and read over this real quick, I highly suggest it, and then you can move forward and hear my interpretations of what is on this statement. So the first thing I'm going to be discussing on this statement is going to be the principles. Now the principles are going to include four things. First is going to be honesty, which is just being truthful and not being sneaky or hiding something from your fellow coworkers. Next up is going to be fairness, which is just not having favorites, not playing any favoritism, and giving everyone an equal opportunity. Then there's objectivity, which is just simply making decisions based on the facts and not on the opinions. And finally, responsibility, which is just accepting the consequences of decisions and being held accountable for those decisions. Now, the next thing we're going to be discussing on this statement are the standards, which include competence, confidentiality, integrity, and credibility. So the first category is going to be competence. Now, competence is just simply having the skill to complete a task successfully. The IMA members' responsibilities for this section are going to be to stay up to date on their jobs and continue to better themselves, to perform their job according to the rules and laws, to help in decision making and provide recommendations that are short and to the point, and finally to recognize and inform others of problems that would prevent them from completing a task. Next up is going to be confidentiality, which is keeping information private. Now, the IMA members' responsibilities for this area are going to be to keep information private unless they are given permission to tell others, to tell only the people that need to know the information and make sure that the people they tell keep it private, and finally, to not use private information for dishonest or illegal purposes. Next up is going to be integrity, and integrity is being honest and understanding what is right and what is wrong. Now, the IMA members' responsibilities for this section are going to be to reduce conflicts of interest through advising and regular communication with business partners when conflicts appear to exist, to not engage in activities that would prevent them from doing what is right, and finally, to not engage or support activities that harm their career and business. Now, the final area of standards is going to be credibility. And credibility is the quality of being trusted or believed. The IMA members' responsibilities for this area are going to include to communicate information fairly and based off of facts, to tell others all of the information so they know what is being discussed, and finally, to tell others of any delays or lack of information relating to the business operation in agreement with any laws or rules and the reasons why. Now, the final section of the IMA Statement of Ethical Professional Practice that I'm going to be discussing today are the courses of action. Now, when IMA members are facing ethical issues, they should follow their business's rules in order to solve the conflict. However, if this doesn't work, then they can do one of the following. One thing they can do is discuss the issue with their boss. However, if their boss is involved in the conflict, then they can contact his or her boss. Also, they could have a private discussion with an impartial advisor to clarify any ethical issues. And finally, they could talk to their attorney about what laws and rights relate to the conflict at hand. These standards, principles, and courses of action are very important in the business world because many ethical issues do come up. For example, if an officer of a business knew of an employee preparing false financial reports and did not make any attempts to correct the mistakes or notify their supervisor, then this could lead to an ethical issue. Then someone would have to apply the topics and courses of action discussed today in order to solve the problem. Thanks for watching my video, everyone. I hope that you all enjoyed my interpretation of the Standards of Ethical Conduct for Management Accountants and the IMA Statement of Ethical Professional Practice. And I hope you guys all have a great day. Thank you very much.